I felt lonely. Don't use your life story as an example for anybody. Show up for the people that show up for you. Don't go over and beyond for people that will not even step across a pod. I regret it a whole lot. Oversharing. I thought I was going to die.
Lights, camera, action, ready, set, go.
Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Bola Harrison, and I do say to stay, enjoy. Feel free to leave a comment and don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So as you can see from the title of this video, in today's video I'll be discussing my 1-year journey living in the UK as a dependent, the lessons I've learned, the regrets I have, mistakes I made, and telling myself what I could do better and what I am now doing better. It's like telling myself, if I knew I was moving to the UK, what would I have done? What could I have figured out and what would I have done better? Now, I'm making this video just so that someone who might find themselves in the same shoes don't have to go through the same mistakes or go through the same struggles that I went through as a new immigrant in the UK and as a dependent. So in 2024, just over a year ago, I decided to move to the UK to join my partner who was studying at the time. And while this was a very big move, in fact, I would say it was a big move because it was another change of environment for me, change of work culture, change of life, new routine, new culture, and getting to do things afresh all over again. It was another round of figuring things out one step at a time. These were things that I already figured out my life in Europe, and I already got a hang of how things was like. So moving to the UK was starting all over again. And I'm not going to lie, at some point I was wondering and I was asking myself, was it worth it? Is it worth it? And if given the opportunity, will I do this again? I did not have a community, so to say, because I was not the one studying. So sometimes when my partner would go hang out with his friends, I felt lonely and I felt like I had not mentally settled into the UK. So coming here, you have to realize that if you don't have family abroad before, or you don't have friends who are in the same city, in the same country like you, things will not be rosy off the bat. You will not settle in almost immediately. For me, I had friends in the UK, but they were far apart, and that's another problem with this UK. You might have friends here that you might not even see them for years, even months, if you are not consciously, making plans towards it. Luckily for me, I came here with a job. Now, that means adapting to a new workplace culture and adapting to a new life. I started working, and I knew that in order for me to be sane, I needed to build a community. So luckily for me, my workplace is a very diverse place. And when I was doing my work training as a customer consultant, which was the job I got, there were a lot of Nigerians, and in fact, not blacks, Nigerians in my team that we did the training together. So that was how I was able to make friends. The UK life here is like a rat race. People are always working endlessly, working tirelessly. And for me, I felt the pressure, like, why is everyone working and everyone is so tired and so fagged out, so exhausted? And that was just me adapting. I told myself, I don't want to live like this, always running after the next shift, always in a circle, just work home, work home, work home. I want to have a work-life balance. Another thing is, when my partner moved to the UK, he was not in any debts. He didn't incur any debts moving here, same as myself and my sister. So we only had tuition fee to pay. There was no external debt pressure that, oh, you have to pay this person every month, you have to pay this bank loan, you have to pay that loan, and that was it. So I'm not going to lie and say there was pressure from finances. There was no pressure, and we're able to pay the tuition fee in time. About 4 months into the UK, we had to get a car, which is what I'm going to advise anyone coming to the UK. Save up money to buy a car when you get here, because when you have a car, it makes getting a job easier. And not just having a car, you get your license from Nigeria. Then when you come to the UK, you get a provisional license and you do your insurance. You will get a car under £1,000. A car is not expensive, especially if you know how to drive manual. The only problem is the insurance. That's what's expensive. So if you know how to drive, is a plus, and that's one thing I regretted today. My living in Nigeria, I kept procrastinating on learning how to drive. Eventually, I had to move and I never got the time to learn. Coming to the UK, my partner were able to save up and get a car. And how we saved was that we were staying in shared accommodation. And this is money saving tips I'm going to give you. Stay in a shared accommodation if you're a couple without a child. Get an en-suite apartment, which is a bedroom with your own bathroom and you share the kitchen with other people. Or get a single room in a shared apartment where you share bathroom amenities and you share the kitchen. You can save that way. Staying in a shared apartment, it would give you less privacy. But to be honest, at first I didn't feel comfortable because coming from Belgium, although I was using a shared kitchen and bathroom, I had my privacy and my building was not that rowdy. But coming to stay in a shared apartment where there are other students, it was rowdy. So it was sometimes less private. The walls are thin. People can hear your conversation. People can hear intimate moments. And sometimes you are doing, like I'm making my video, people are doing things and I cannot, my creative self was short. I had to pull back on creating content as much as I used to when I was in Belgium because it was just not convenient. So there will be a lot of inconveniences, but staying in a shared apartment, you will save money a lot, trust me. Another thing I found different was in Belgium, students were not entitled to like loans and credit cards facilities. Here in the UK, it was easy to get it, which means that it is easy to go indebted. It's easy for you to fall into debt. So one thing I would tell people, that a lesson I learned is don't borrow more than you can pay off. And if you have the money to pay it off in full, pay it off in full. Don't go into debt because you can. Don't take more credit cards than you can handle. The mistake I made was I didn't really pay attention to the credit score because coming back from Belgium, it was not something that we were used to or we were entitled to. So I always knew to live within means, live within what I earned. I never took out loans. So coming down here, I neglected my credit score, which is a mistake I think a lot of immigrants make. The higher your credit score, the more better your chances of mortgage, of getting a car loan, of getting loans like bank loans and even credit cards. And you want to join the electoral register. So I joined the electoral register, but it was a bit late. And at the time, I didn't even know that TransUnion, which is the body that regulates credits here with Experian, I didn't know they were holding the wrong information about my electoral register details. Don't do that. You want to take your credit score important. You want to take it really serious and you want to make sure that you are not indebted, because if you miss a credit card payment or a bank loan payment, car loan payment, even a buy now pay later payment, it could impact your credit score and it could make borrowers not want to lend you money. Working as a customer consultant in a credit facility also helped me because I learned a lot about the financial system here in the UK. Another mistake I made coming here was when I was in Europe, I kept finding how to do professional courses. I was looking for courses on project management, business analysis, and I didn't want to do from Nigeria because one thing about Europe is you need work experience. And that was one of the reasons why I said, since I got a job, let me come to the UK and work and put that on my CV, not just schooling. So one mistake I made was when I moved to the UK, I stopped searching. I was just applying for jobs and I was working. So I didn't remember the knowledge I had that I need to find a professional certification. So I wanted to do project management in Europe, but it was not taught in English. And then when I came to the UK, there were opportunities to learn, but it was expensive. And to a large extent, I became complacent. That was a mistake. Here, your qualification, your master's, your PhD, I'm not saying it's useless, but it's not enough. So you need professional certifications. If it's business analysis, data analysis, if it's AI, if it's tech, if it is project management, you need it because here they value those certifications to a large extent. Another thing I would say, my journey here as a dependent so far, don't feel pressured because you are the dependent, you are the one who have to work, you have to do more hours, pay the tuition fee. Don't feel pressured. Don't feel overly pressured about that. Do the best you can do and let your partner know where you are becoming pressured. Because for me, my partner paid rent, paid the bills, and I paid some other things. But whenever I think that I cannot do some certain things this month, I will let him know and he will come in. And whenever I think he cannot do certain things this month, he will let me know and I will come in. Don't feel burdened to take on all of the financial responsibilities because you are the dependent. Always speak to your partner and try to reach a middle ground for the both of you. One thing about this UK, you can't do life alone. Anywhere in this Western world, once you are leaving Africa, leaving Nigeria, coming to the UK, going abroad, going to Europe, you can't do life alone. So don't even bother. Once you isolate yourself, you're isolating yourself from information, you're isolating yourself from people that can help you. And a closed mouth is a closed destiny. Here you have to open your mouth, ask for a job. Go on. People post that they're looking for a job on TikTok and they get jobs, they even get COS. Open your mouth and talk. Ask questions because there are people willing to give information. That's one thing about the UK community. Everything is online. Another thing I'll talk about is health. A lot of people neglect their health here in the UK because everyone is always busy packing shift. Yeah, before you will see a doctor, you must do as if you want to die. I had a health scare in March. I had severe menstrual cramps. I thought I was going to die. And that was what pushed me to go register for my GP, find a gynecologist, and take my health serious, take my reproductive health serious, take my physical health serious. I did tests. I went for ultrasound, thinking it was endometriosis, thinking it was anything, but to God be the glory, I never affirmed that for myself. Another thing I would say lastly is my 1 year here, I've just learned that show up for the people that show up for you. Don't go over and beyond for people that will not even step across a puddle for you. Don't cross the mountain for people that will not even climb a ladder for your sake. Show up for the people that show up for you. And don't be the one taking every time. Sometimes learn to give. You're going to visit your friend, buy a gift. Do things with love and genuinity. And then what people do the same to you. I laugh online, laugh offline. When I have my worries, I talk to my family, I talk to my partner, I talk to my friends. And the things I can share, I share. The things I don't think are worth sharing, I keep to myself. One mistake I made in my last couple of months was oversharing to people that I did not need to. Out of a place of love, out of a place of concern, I overshared details that I feel like I should not have said anything. And now, do I regret it? Or more, I regret them. I regret it a whole lot. Oversharing in the name of I'm doing something to better someone's life, or I'm giving out advice and tips that would help someone else because I have made that mistake and I don't want them to. I regret doing that. Sometimes when people tell you their stories or tell you their situation, keep your mouth shut. Don't use your life story as an example for anybody. Whether they learn or they don't learn, they take your advice or not, don't overshare. I feel like my nice nature was taken advantage of many times, and it's easy for people to misunderstand. So when you begin to keep your boundaries, they begin to say, oh, you have changed. You are now giving attitude, or you are being different. My dear, let people say what they want to say. Guide your peace and guard your happiness. Not everyone is happy. You are beautiful and thriving and succeeding when you are. Being friends with people I necessarily did not have to. I consider people friends when I meet you for like first, second time. People are acquaintances when they are not your friend. Learn to separate the two. That was a mistake I learned the hard way. They are friends, they are colleagues, they are acquaintances, and they are housemates. Learn to separate it. Learn to put a fine line between them, and your life will be easier here. When you begin to make friends with people you're not supposed to make friends with, or consider people friends and you're not supposed to consider them friends with, you will begin to get hurt when they do certain things to you. But when you don't consider them friends and you call them your mere colleagues and acquaintances, then you won't get hurt when they do certain things to you. So these are all of the things I've learned, the mistakes I've made, the lessons I've learned on my journey, the things I'm doing better now, the things I wish I knew, and now the things that I am taking serious. If you watch to this point, I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. Leave a comment in the comment section. Feel free to share the video, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification so that when I put up a new video, you'll be the first person to know. See you in my next video. Bye.